John, well done. A good response following last week's result.
Yeah, it's a tough game mentally to come here when the expectation is you're just going to win, and if you think like that, it just doesn't happen. So I thought they were very spirited, Salford. They put up a lot of fight, and I thought we answered that, especially early in the first half. They were really in our face, and I thought we sort of took everything that they threw at us, and then we come out the other side, and I thought we got better as the game went on.
I was just about to say, it seemed as though that you grew into the game as it went on. How much is that down to the spine players just taking control of the situation?
Yeah, it was hard the first half just to get out of our own end. It was a really, really slow game, and they played well. They didn't make any errors, I think, for the first 30 minutes. They kicked really well and they put pressure on us. So it was just pleasing to weather that. The kick was really tough to kick out of that end, and the balls were slow, and we were getting belted on the ad line. It was nice to, territorially we had to weather a lot of defence, and we gave up a try, which you'd rather not, but that was on the back of a lot of ball that they had. I thought in general our defence was pretty good.
I think you mentioned there the slow rucks. I spoke to a couple of the boys after the game, and they seem frustrated with the speed of the rucks at times. How do you negate that in a game? Is that just down to maybe fatigue will catch Salford out in the end? Is there more technical stuff that you can do in the ruck to speed it up?
Not really. They were finding good positions to play the ball, but they just weren't allowed to. So, and more importantly, I thought it was the jumping early on the 10 metres and guys coming from the side. It can get quite dangerous, on occasions. But all you can do is be patient, be patient, keep the ball in play, and when you get a quick one, take advantage of it.
It seemed like you were winning the middle battle more in the second half than you were in the first half. I suppose that comes down to field position and whatnot, but Sam Esse and Herman Esse, they had really good stints in that second half.
Yeah, and we started the second half good, and the breeze was a big advantage as well. We were able to get our kicks away and made them work what they did to us in that first half. So, yeah, that's how you win games. You win the territory, and you take advantage of your chances. I thought we did that in the second half.
There was a defensive set deep in the Salford half, probably about midway point in the second half, right with the Hull fans at your backs, just completely ramped up off the yardage line. Was that the key turning point in the second half where you really felt that you turned the momentum of the game? Yeah,
it was just good for our attitude. We spoke about not quite being there last week, especially for the full 80 minutes. So that was late in the sort of middle of the second half when we had an opportunity to nail them down there, and we did. I think we did it a couple of times. That's good signs. Just got to back it up now.
You had a look at Cade Cuss today at hooker, which gave the opportunity to Jack Charles in the halves in the last 20-25 minutes. Happy with what you saw?
Yeah, I thought they both did a good job when they went out there. Custody was good all game. He's a handy fella to have. When you get injuries in those key positions, because he can cover all of them bar fullback. So it was just a good chance. Jack deserved his opportunity today. He's been training really hard, playing well on the reserve grade. So it was just a good opportunity to see how he went.
I know you were disappointed with how last week went. We were discussing in the car on the way over that we struggle to remember the last time that Hull FC named an unchanged starting 13. How important is that in terms of the same combinations linking up on field?
Yeah, it helps. Still got. We've still yet to see. What I'd probably consider our starting 13 or 17 on the field at once. So touch wood that we can hopefully get that a little bit down the track. But it never happens consistently. But the more it can happen, the better your team's going to be.